Any of you ever made a charcuterie board? No, I understand. I probably said that. I probably said it wrong. I apologize. Monroe here from 10 Point down in South Carolina. And while I was cleaning up around the sawmill the other day, actually yesterday, I found this piece of maple underneath a bunch of pieces of pine. And it's not very big. It's an end piece. Can't do a whole lot with it. But from some of the designs I saw online, it might make a good cutting board or charcuterie board. So again, I know I'm mispronouncing that. I'm sorry. But I'm just going to try it. I'm going to try it. I was drawing out the handle just now, or trying to. I've never made one before, so we'll see how this turns out, okay? We'll see. Let's see. Like I said, I've never made one of these before, so I can already tell I need work on my handles. But right now I'm just gonna get my sander and some sandpaper. Probably start about 180, 120, because it's already it's good and flat and everything like that. I just need to smooth it out really good and see what it looks like. Do the edges and basically just make it pretty. Yep. So I am going to start out with a pretty aggressive grit. I'm going to start with 80, but that's just to kind of knock off the real rough spots off and my very bad penmanship of the pencil. Get it off too, and then round the edges real good. And then I'll go back with 240, 400, and then 600, and we'll see how she comes out, all right? Good morning, y'all. Just got home from work and had to come home, let the dogs out. What? Really? And I made a stop and picked me up some adhesive, instant adhesive from one of our big box stores to try to go ahead and fix this there's a couple little pieces, mainly this one right here, that's trying to come up a little bit. And I want to fix that before I go sand it down anymore. But that's where we're at right now. I ain't continue with this. You want to call it a cutting board, you want to call it a charcuterie board. I know I mispronounced it. Whatever, but also what I'm thinking about doing is, I've seen a lot of them with the hole right here. But I think what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to try this one. I'm going to drill a hole sideways. And then I'm going to get an old piece of leather. I think I still have some left in there. But tie a loop on it right there, and that way I can hang it on whatever, or nail, or whatever. Do something different. That stuff works quick. It said it bonded like within just a couple of seconds. I think it said actually 10. But that's impressive. So I'm just going to clean this up. This edge right here where it bonded, the glue and everything. So I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to go to a finer grit and start doing the final touches to this. Now I noticed on the live edge how it's like got a lot darker to it than where I cut it around the edge. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my stain that I have laying around here somewhere. And I might just go around all the edges just to kind of make it look the same. So, I don't know. We'll see. What I'm doing is this is just a old t-shirt that I cut up that I use for rags, and the showing side is pretty much done. It's pretty close. I still gonna go over it with the 400 and the 600 and then put the sealer on it, but still I got it pretty much the way I want it. This is the bottom side, okay? So I still got I'm just gonna touch it up a little bit. I didn't want this damaged from the wood, so I just put this down to try to protect it a little bit. That's all. Okay, what I did was I found my old rag from the stain I was using from another project from another client, and it still had enough soaked in this rag that I was able to just put the right amount on there. Now I'm not going to put this stain on the surface where the food will go, but I wanted to put it on the outside just to give it kind of a little bit of an older distressed look. I'm a sucker for that, and that's about as far as I need. I didn't need to dip it into the stain that I made. Worked out perfect. All right, now that I got the sides colored the way I want it, I'm going to put this 400 grit on this pad. And this is still the bottom, but I'm still going to go over it just a little bit, smooth out. And I am going to go ahead and put the tongue oil on it and finish this side and be done with it. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Alright, I had a little change of plans. While I was touching up the sanding part with the 400, the saw marks from the sawmill is really starting to pop out, okay? And so I think on the bottom part, again, this is the part that's going to be sitting on the counter, on the table, whatever. This part's not going to have food on it, okay? So what I think I am going to do, I'm going to take the same rag that I used to put the stain on the sides and put it on the back. And I'll show you why in a minute, because you can't see it just yet. You can't see what I'm seeing, but there's lines right here, and that's from my sawmill. And this stain is going to make it pop out. Alright, see what I mean? That's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted to show. Even though this is on the bottom, okay, this is not where the food or whatever you're going to put on it is going. But if you're taking it somewhere, or somebody wants to see one, if you're making one and somebody wants to see it, they're going to flip it over, okay? They're going to say, hey, man, that's pretty nice. Oh man, look at that. That's cool. Hey, if you're making one for a present, somebody sees it, they might want to hang it up on this side. So pay attention to your character. If you build one of these to the character of the wood, you never know what's going to pop up. Oh. She'll be running off. Don't be running off. Yes. I know y'all hear stuff. All the logging trucks and everything. I know. Yes. What? She's running off. See? Now this side does not have the sealer on it, the tongue hole yet, or the stain. Okay, this is natural wood, but this is the other side of it. But now what I think I'm going to do is drill that hole through here so I can put that old leather and make a little tie thing up there so you can hang it up. What I think I'm going to do, this is just going to be, I think, a wall hanger for my house. Since this is the first one, kind of like the signature series, signature. Bella, quit that, you little shit. All right, back to what I was doing before, or what I was talking about for my little dog being a brat, is I'm going to drill a hole straight through here and then have an old piece of leather that I have laying back there to have it where it can hang on the wall. And I am guessing where this needs to go. Not that you'll see way down in that hole that I just drilled, but around the edges you kind of will. So I just took that old soaked rag and just pushed it down in there a little bit and reamed it, and that gives it a little bit of like it's weathered. That hole's been there for a while. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, I'm going to give this just a few more minutes to let it dry, but I can still handle it enough to show you. This is one side, this is the other. This is the part that's going to be on the table, the countertop, whatever. This is where everything else is going to be. The food, whatever they put on there. But not too bad for my first time on this, making one of these. All right, it is done. That's the final coat. And I got about 4 or 5 coats of that tung oil on it, and this is what the handle or the rope hanging, whatever, ended up looking like. All in all, if I could have sat down and actually not sat down but dedicate one time doing this, it probably would have took maybe 3 to 4 hours. And the reason that being allowing the dry time and everything like that of the tung oil. I was thinking about taking it to a individual that has one of them CNC router and burning things and put our logo on it, but for right now, I don't think I will. Next ones I might, I don't know. But this took total, if I sat down, like I said, a few hours, not much, but considering work schedule and kids and everything like that, it took me about 3 days. Probably a couple hours each time. But here it is, complete. Back side, front side, you'll see. Not too bad. Y'all stay salty. God bless, and have a good day.